Come on and journey with me. It's a journey to free. Journey with me. Come on and journey with me. Hey.
Hey guys, this is Larissa Rhone, the host of Mask, and we're here with another episode. This is episode 4 of Mask, and again, we're on the outdoors because it's so lovely and beautiful here in sunny Jamaica, and we're about to jump right into it. I am here with our 4th guest. This is Rudy. We will call her Rudy. Again, you know what Mask, the series, about, where we disguise the faces of our guests as they tell us their story about their experiences of being sexually abused as a child. Will be a tough one, but Rudy, are you ready? So we'll jump right into the questions. And my first question to you is, why are you doing this?
I think it's time for me to get past what happened, and this is the perfect opportunity too.
Okay, I like that. I know you're a bit nervous, and I'm going to let you know right now, it's okay. It's fine. There's no judgment here. This is all about you, okay? All right, so my second question to you is going to be the tough one. What is your story? What happened to you?
I was molested by my uncle as a teenager because it was about 13, 14.
Wow. And how did this all begin?
My mother had challenges to take care of us. So my uncle I would always be the person for him to ask to come to his house to wash or to cook or to clean when his wife isn't there. And one night I was there watching TV with my smaller cousin. It was the first time. This was really the first time when I was actually going to the house to stay for the weekend. Mm-hmm. And he had left. Me and my cousin was at the house. For some reason, this little girl put porn on the television. How would she know to put porn on the television? But she did. Mm-hmm. And we fell asleep in front of the television. When he came back, he accused me, saying that because I was older, I was the person who put the television on that channel and was allowing her to watch it.
How old was your cousin?
Cousin was about 5, and I was about 14.
She was 5?
She was 5.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So the night he came home and he accused me, and it happened, right there and then. I know he blamed me, mm-hmm. And because I wanted to stay there to work so I could get money to take home to assist. It happened. He came to me and he asked me to to get a shower with him, and I felt like I had to, so I did.
You took a shower with him, and I know this is difficult. Take a breath. You have support. And yes, I'm going to ask you to go to that ugly place. So he asked you to take a shower with him. And what happened from there?
I went to his bedroom and he started kissing me and touching me.
It's okay. We're going to take a break. We're going to continue with the story. We'll just give Rudy an opportunity to regain her composure, and we'll be right back. Again, this is episode 4 of Mask. This is your host, Larissa Rhone, and we'll be right back.
Come on and journey with me. It's a journey to free. Journey with me. Come on and journey with me. Hey.
Hey guys, so we are back. We had to take a quick break so we could regain our composure, and we're going to have our guest Rudy continue telling what her experience is. Rudy, we left off and he asked you to take a shower and you proceeded to go to the bedroom, and what happened from there?
He started kissing and touching me, and it led to insertion. We had sex.
So you ended up having sex with your uncle. You were 14, he's a grown-up, which constitutes rape. What happened after that? Did you tell anyone what happened after?
I didn't tell anyone for years. I sat with it even after I got pregnant.
Wait a second, you got pregnant? It was by your uncle that you... Oh, Lord. From that one incident?
Yes.
So did this continue, or was that one time that he...
That's the one time. And I stayed away from him. When he came to the house and stuff, I would just try to avoid him. I didn't say anything to anyone. I just stayed away.
After you found out you were pregnant, what happened there? How did you hide that?
I went by my aunt for a while because my mother had always said that I was like, she's always blaming me for things. Like I was always the black sheep. So I didn't say it to anyone. I just stayed away. And then I called him when I found out that I wasn't having my period. Called him and I said it to him, and he took me to get rid of it. And then I just went back home because my period came back. So no one would have known or even recognized that anything had happened. I was always a skinny child. No one would have even realized that if it had happened because it wasn't far along. So no one would have realized that it happened. So I stayed away until I got rid of it. Then I came back home and I just continued like nothing happened.
Okay, so he brought you to abort the baby and just went on as if nothing happened from there. At what point in time did you say this I know you said earlier that you didn't tell anyone for a long time. And at what age did you do that?
I kind of just moved on with my life. I went to nursing school, and while I was going to nursing school, I found someone I could talk to, a counselor, and I started talking about it for a while. Then it kind of got so burdensome that I stopped. And then just came back to town. I started working and I just moved on until I keep seeing him around. He keeps coming around and he's always telling me that out of all his nieces, he always said that he loves me, but I just thought that he loved me like an uncle should love his niece, you know. So I didn't take it that, but after it happened, now I kind of got scared of him. So I said nothing for years. I just sat back until in my 20s, in my late 20s, I got a call from my mother saying that my uncle is sick with cancer, and he told her what he did.
He did? Oh, wow. And after...
It's an act of conscience because he thought he was dying.
And what was your mother's reaction to that?
She asked me why I didn't say anything to her.
And why didn't you tell her?
My mother always said that I was a mistake. So all these years growing up, living with her all this time, I still didn't have that relationship. So I wouldn't say anything. I would just like be there but not be there. So when it came out and she asked me about it, I said, that's the past, let's forget about it, let's move on from it. Then he came to me and he apologized. As he said to me when it happened that if I had said it to anyone, he would have killed me. So I was actually afraid as well. Otherwise, from not having that relationship with my mother, I was threatened by him. So I felt ashamed, I felt scared. And I knew, because of previous incidents, I knew my mother would have blamed me. So I let it stay. I lived with it. Yeah.
Okay, so you've heard the story. She was raped by her uncle at age 14 and ended up being pregnant by her uncle, which he afterwards paid to get an abortion done. And she's been living with this for all these years, not having anyone to talk to about it or choosing not to talk to anyone about it because of threats that she received and the shame and the guilt and all that comes with this experience. We're going to take a quick break and we're going to come right back and we will continue the story with Rudy. This is Larissa, your host, and this is Mask. We'll be right back.
Come on and journey with me. It's a journey to free. Journey with me. Come on and journey with me. Hey.
Hey guys, this is Larissa, your host. This is Mask. Welcome back, and we will just continue. My question to Rudy is, I am very curious as to a 5-year-old. You made mention earlier that your 5-year-old cousin popped a porn movie in. She was watching a porn movie. What would a 5-year-old know about putting a movie like that in? Do you have any idea where she would get this from?
Well, after a while, as I said, I kind of just moved on from it. I've always resented him. I stayed away from him and everything. And my cousins was always saying, like my other cousins, his older kids, would always say, why do you hate him? There must be something, you know, like you're the only one who's like totally against him and stuff. And during that same moment, I heard the stories that he molested his child, the one that I was at the house with, the 5-year-old. And my other cousin, she's older than all of us. She went away when she was a kid because she was molested by him as well. And I found out when my mother just came from the country, he tried to molest her, but she fought him.
So he's been doing this for quite some time. This is something that pedophiles do, rapists, molesters. It's very rare that they have one victim. They always have several victims. And now that makes sense to me because I was wondering how, in God's name, would a 5-year-old know how to... My other question to you at this point is, how has this been manifesting in your life? How has it affected you?
I am become so angry, so bitter. I get irritable at everything and everyone. I think that everybody means me harm. I'm always on the defense. I can't keep a job because I'm always thinking that, why? Why do you want to give me this position? What do you want from me? And it's also made me become promiscuous. I've had a lot of relationships, but they don't last.
Why do you think that is?
I just feel that no one cares about me. They just want one thing.
Is it fair to say, and I'm going to say this because, as you know, I know all too well about what you're talking about, but you just made mention that you wonder why people give you a job or offer you a job. Is it fair to say you don't think that you're worthy of these things? You're having self-esteem issues and everything that comes along with that. That is how it's manifesting in your life.
Yes, I feel ashamed of myself. To be honest, I hate myself. I think I don't deserve anything good because I allowed this to happen. And I didn't say anything, so I feel it's my fault. And I think God is punishing me as well for...
Okay. All right. We're going to take a break and we'll be right back.
Come on and journey with me. It's a journey to free. Journey with me. Come on and journey with me. Hey.
Welcome back. This is Larissa, your host, and this is Mask, and we're here with Rudy. We took a break just now because, as you can tell, this is still painful. Rudy is still hurting from her experience. I asked her earlier how is this manifesting in her life, and she began to expound on what is currently happening. And I'm going to give her the opportunity to continue from that last question. Talk to me about the challenges that you're facing, in addition to struggling with your self-worth. What are that you're dealing with daily as a result?
I shout at people. I swear a lot. Threaten people that I'll hurt them because I don't want to give anybody any chance to hurt me first. So I put up the defense. So if you come at me a certain way, I will make threats. And I certainly can't keep a relationship.
Now, let me ask you something, because it is obvious that you are still very much affected by your experience. Besides the counselor that you spoke to at the earlier stages, who are you talking to now about what you're experiencing?
I don't speak to anyone. I shut away from everyone. I think that the world is judging me, so I stay away. I let myself away in a shell. Don't let anybody get close to me.
I understand that feeling, but let me say something to you, because two things you just said. One, you feel as if the world is judging you. You do understand that the world will not be judging you because they really don't know your story. I will say we feel and we think about ourselves is literally because of what happened to us in her childhood. We have to start addressing these issues now, because in all honesty, how much longer do you think you can continue this way?
Well, all I know is that I need to end it today because I need to start over. I need a fresh start. I need to prove to the people all the things that they said about me being worthless and me causing all of this. I want to prove to them that I'm worth something, I'm valuable, and I'm loved. I need it to end. I need to clear my conscience. And I just think this is the right platform to just clear what's on my mind. I've been living with this torment for years.
You've been living with the torment for years, and that I do understand. But let me say this. First and foremost, you have absolutely nothing to prove to anyone. Not to your uncle, not to your mother that did not believe you or blame you for this happening to you. You have absolutely nothing to prove to anyone. The only person you have something to prove to is you. If they don't want to believe, or they choose not to believe you, if they want to blame, in this society, it's easier for so many around us to blame us for what happened. But I'm going to tell you, as one survivor to another, you are not at fault for this. You were 14. She just told me off camera that her uncle is in his 70s. You do the math. He was a grown man and he knew what he was doing. However, you're the one that's carrying the hurt and the torment and all the baggage of what was done to you as a child. And at some point in time, we're going to have to figure out a way for you to move past this. This, as you said, is a starting point, but we need to figure out from here on out, what are we going to do to draw healthier relationships in our lives? But before we even get to the relationship, for you to start feeling better about yourself, what do you think that's going to take for you to get to that place?
I don't know. I just hope building new friendships and going out more. I mean, socializing. I mean, if it means that I have to just rid of all the negative vampires in my life and just start a circle of new friends.
Can I tell you how you're going to start that? Your mindset. First and foremost, you need to stop blaming yourself for this. Because it doesn't matter how many friends, new friends you attract to you. It doesn't matter what you try to do outwardly. It's not going to change if in your head you still believe that you had something to do with this. So yeah, we're going to have to work on that part of it first. You're going to have to start doing stuff to believe that you're deserving and see yourself as the beautiful woman that you now are. Despite everything that happened to you, you have to start seeing yourself as that and know that you're strong because you got through the worst of it. You're still here. You're here telling your story. And there is something to be cherished and honored and loved about you. You are beautiful. And again, Rudy, you had nothing to do with this. And until you can get that out of your head, you're going to have a hard time moving past this. So we're going to have to work on that part of it first. This is Larissa. This is Mask. And we're going to take another quick break and come back with our final question.
Come on a journey with me. It's a journey to free. Journey with me. Come on a journey with me. Hey.
Hey guys, welcome back to Mask. This is episode 4 and this is your host Larissa. We're here with our guest Rudy. Before we continue, I want to say to you, thank you so much for having the courage to even do this, and thank you for trusting me enough to share your story with me. I wanted to ask you, is your uncle still alive? Do you still see him?
Yes, I do. He's still alive, and more than once he WhatsApp me or he texts me. Nothing sexual though, just he's trying to fix the past. So because he knows I'm unemployed, he would send me ads and stuff about places and companies and all that, but I don't respond.
Have you ever confronted him about what he did to you?
I did.
And what happened from that?
All he said was he's sorry for what happened. He said that he didn't know what happened. He said maybe it's the devil and he's asking me to forgive him.
Now, he's asked you to forgive him. Can you?
I haven't even forgiven myself yet. And I don't know if I can forgive him. He stole my innocence. He stole everything from me.
I am not privileged enough to talk to you about how you should feel or if you should forgive him, or you have to work that part of it out. He asked you to forgive him and he's blaming it on the devil. I don't know what to say about that. But what you said just now, that you have not forgiven yourself yet, what exactly do you think you have to forgive yourself for?
I just think that if I was able to say no, I'd be in a better position.
No
To anything, I can't say no. I keep giving people chances over and over again. I know you'll hurt me, and it's like I'm just hoping for the best. Because I mean, when he apologized at some point or another, I felt like I wanted to hug him and say everything's gonna be okay. But there's still this bitterness. But look where I'm at right now. It's like because of everything that happened, I am so angry. I'm so bitter. I can't even move on to make my life better. So there's just a battle going on there,
and that too, I do understand, my dear, about the chances that you give. Again, all I'm going to say to you at this point is to forgive yourself in the part that you think you played, because this was an adult that you trusted that violated you in ways that he should not have, which is going. Sure.
How do you forgive yourself when even the person you think should support you and with you blames you as well?
Okay, so there's two parts to that, because you said, how do you forgive yourself when the person...
Yeah, they're always in my head that you're to be blamed. You did this. You had a choice to say no.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Do you believe that this was your fault?
At some point or another, yes.
Why do you believe that?
I was thinking about my family, so I thought that I had to do this because I'm thinking that if I didn't do this, how would they get support? But I realize now that they didn't care about me because they're saying that I had a choice, even though they put me out the door, and they're still blaming me, even now.
So as I mentioned earlier, this is two parts, because what I'm hearing is that you're conflicted in the sense that you want to forgive yourself, but there's so much about your family and your mother. First of all, Rudy, for you to be able to forgive yourself, you're going to have to again get to that place where you know this was not your fault. The adults around you, including your mom and everyone that your care was entrusted to should have known better, should have supported you, should not have put you in that position. Bigger than all of that, your uncle, being an adult, should have known better not to violate you the way that he did. So the fact that you're constantly telling yourself the story that you have to hold on to this, I'm going to answer that question when we come back. We'll take another quick break and we'll be right back.
Come on and journey with me. It's a journey to free. Journey with me. Come on and journey with me. Hey.
Welcome back to Mask episode 4. And before we went to break, she asked a question. How does she begin the process of forgiving herself? And the best way I can answer that question, Rudy, is from my personal experience. I had to get to the place where I understood that my abuser, whatever he did to me, I did not ask for this. This not my fault. And that when I understood that I found it easier to release that part of it, the expectation. And you made a very valid point earlier. You mentioned the expectations of your family and what they're asking. You cannot still carry that, think about forgiving yourself at the same time. You're going to have to release that part of it. Whatever your family did, they did. We're going to just focus on you and you getting to your place of healing. If I can answer your question, the only thing I can fairly say to you is you have to work on that part of it, letting go of what was done to you and the part that you believe that you played in it. They put you in the situation, we get that. At the end of the day, you are going to have to forgive yourself and understand that you did not have control over the situation. They tell you that, but truly, if you knew better, if you weren't put in the situation, would not have been in the situation. So you have to get to that place. My other question to you is, what is the mask that you wear? How is it that you project yourself to the world? And what is it that you make the world see that is not really true to who you are?
I'm always smiling. I'm always giving the best of advice. I'm always telling people there is hope, you're loved. I'm always this positive energy. Everybody's always saying that you're always smiling, you always have this glow about you. Everybody that comes around you say you're so spirited and happy. If only they knew.
We're in episode 4, and every other guest prior to your interview say the same thing. It's what we present. We're happy, we have it all together, you're smiling, but behind closed doors, it's the pain. Exactly what happened on camera. You started crying because of the hurt and the pain that you're still living with. And it is the mask that so many of us wear. Now, let me ask you, from here on, and you doing this, what is it that you hope others take away from this interview?
Learn to love yourself. Learn to love yourself.
And that's it. Now I have to throw this back at you. Are you at that place? And how is it that you're going to get to that place?
I'll use your answer. I'll work on my mindset.
Work on your mindset and understand this was not your fault. You have to let that go. That's where it begins. Just start there and then we go from there. I thank you so much for having the courage and showing the bravery that it took for you to sit here today and share your story with us. And I do believe you're not alone in anything that you express, from your story to how it's manifesting, to the challenges, to what you're currently feeling. But as we journey to our freedom, understand this. You are not at fault for anything that happened to you, and you are not alone. Thank you so much. And we will be talking. That's a wrap for episode 4. I will catch you in the next episode and we'll be back. This is Larissa, your host. This is Mask, and from my heart to yours, I love you. Talk to you later. Bye bye.
Come on and journey with me. It's a journey to free. Come on and journey with me.